What's up, guys? This is another late one. I think it'd be beneficial for everyone if we just ignore, the fact that they're usually pretty late. Uh, yeah. So just jump straight into it. The review I'll be doing this evening is for Widows. This one opens with Viola Davis and Liam Neeson macking with each other. It's then a quick cut to Neeson's team being pursued by the police. There's such a titanic cast for this one. There's Viola Davis, Liam Neeson, Cynthia Erivo, Colin Farrell, Michelle Rodriguez. The list honestly goes on. And I could spend a good hour listing the reasons why the acting talent is so strong and how much I absolutely love this cast. Instead, I'll talk about the stand-up performance which came from Daniel Kaluuya. He didn't say much throughout the film, but he didn't need to. His presence was demanding and his creepy silence was scary and unsettling. I see much, much bigger things for him on the horizon. The story is a tense and dark drama. What it does really well is show us characters with many flaws. It begs the question as an audience whether or not we should root for these people, whether it's the man that hits his wife, the man who fakes his own death, or even the mother that pushes her own daughter into prostitution. It shows you how far people are willing to go. It shows you flawed people handling their grief, and I felt it did all this extremely, extremely well. Excuse me. Let's talk about the incredibly talented director, Steve McQueen. He has brought us absolutely fantastic films like Hunger, Shame, and 12 Years a Slave. All his films are heavy on emotion and really peel back the surface of humans and their actions and why they do the things that they do. He succeeds every time in taking you on a journey with these characters. And he does this again perfectly in Widows. Rather than focus on the actual heist itself, he instead focuses on the growth and evolution of these characters. In particular, how these women are coping with the death of their husbands. He's also a director that likes to touch on the issues of the day, even if that issue is police brutality and shootings or corruption in local government. Let's finally talk about the amazing score. It's no surprise that the dark and tense score comes from the master that is Hans Zimmer. Zimmer once again perfectly composes a wonderful score that amazingly matches the tone and pace of this film. The man is a true genius, and I love him and his deep body of work. There's not really much more I can say about this film. My issues with it were that the pace started off really strong at the start, but during the middle and towards the end of the film, it slows to a snail's pace. The film is just also much too long, and some plot points are confusing and get really tangled. And the main lesson I took from this film was that I need to hit the gym a lot more. All the women in this film looking like complete goddesses, and while I'm over here looking like Bruce from Matilda. So there we have it, guys. There's my review, very short review for Widows. Let's just jump to the two most important questions. Question number one, would I recommend this film? I would highly, highly recommend this film. Not only does it have a wide range of just amazing acting talent, it's also a film from a director that if you aren't familiar with, then try and watch some of his other films, to see whether he's a director that you kind of like or not. I think for me, let's go into the second question. Does this film belong in the vault? I would say no, it doesn't. For me personally, I was very excited about this film when I saw the first trailer for it. I was like, great, this looks fantastic. I'm very, very excited to see this. When it came out, I was excited going to the cinema to finally go watch it. And I watched it, and it just didn't really hit me the way I thought it would. It didn't really have the impact for me that I thought it would. And I'm very slowly starting to come to the conclusion that Steve McQueen, for me as a director, just doesn't really entertain me. I think his films were a bit too long. I thought the same of 12 Years a Slave. I enjoyed 12 Years a Slave, but it just didn't really impact me the way it should have. The same with Hunger and Shame. Even though, all the actors involved in those films were fantastic. For me, I don't think he's going to be a director, that's going to You know, he's not going to be one of my favorite directors. Is what I'm trying to say. You know, but he may very well in the future change that. So there we have it. Widows unfortunately will not be going into the vault. So there's that little turd star that's gone off, chased by the police because it was stealing things. So we have it, guys. There's my review for Widows, and I get the feeling that my opinion on this is probably going to be quite strongly contested. So if you enjoyed the film, which I feel like many of you probably will, then let me know what you like down in the comments below. If you didn't like it, again, let me know why down in the comments below. And as always, guys, if you like what I'm doing here, you like what you see, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this with everyone that you know, even homeless people on the street. And until the next one, peace and love, my dudes.